has been keeping you down, you don't have to stay down this morning. Easter means you can rise again. Easter means we can get up. We are a resurrection people. No matter how long you've been down, you can rise up again. We might get knocked down, but brothers and sisters, you can get back up. You can get back up again. Don't you get it this morning? Don't you get it this morning? That Easter means we win. Did you hear me? Easter means we win. I wish you would believe it. I wish you would believe it. I wish you could receive it. Easter means we win. Because Jesus rose from the dead means there ain't no power on the earth can keep us down, that we can rise from every situation and circumstance that the devil would have you to believe that you are stuck where you are, that you can't get up from your current down position. But I'm here to serve notice on the devil this morning that the devil is a liar, that you can live in the power of the resurrection. It doesn't matter how long you've been down, but you can get back up on your feet again. It doesn't matter what they've said in the newspapers about you. You can rise up from where you are. It doesn't matter what your boss has proclaimed. You can rise again. It doesn't matter what they say in the editorials about us. We can get up from where we are. For all the people that counted you out, you need to tell them this morning that it ain't over. For all the people that said you would never make it, you need to tell them it ain't over. For all the people that said you would never amount to anything, you need to tell them it ain't over. For everybody that told you you should give up, you should tell them it ain't over yet. For everybody that told you that you would through, you need to tell them that it ain't over yet. For everybody that told you that you ought to quit and sit down, you need to tell them it ain't over yet. For everybody that said that you were a has-been, you tell them it ain't over yet. For everybody that told you you were washed up and that you were through, you tell them it ain't over yet. Somebody just say he lives. Somebody say he lives. Because I'm just about finished, because Easter means we get a second chance. And I don't know who's sitting up in here this morning, but I think somebody might need a second chance. Look at me. Don't look at anybody, but just look at me. Keep eyes front. Because maybe the person that you're sitting beside, they ain't going to tell you they need a second chance. But today, if they were honest with you and honest with themselves, they would have to come to realize that they need a second chance. Do you not realize that what has happened in the past is the past, and you can start over right here, right now, today? You can begin again right now. That all the hell you've been through, and all the problems that you've faced, and all the mistakes that you've made and all the failures you've experienced are all canceled out at the cross and at the grave of Jesus. The cross canceled them, and the resurrection says you get a do-over. Doesn't matter what it looked like in the past. Doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made. Doesn't matter how many failures you've encountered. You get a do-over at the grave. When Jesus got out, it means that you get another chance. That means that you get a do-over. In golf, we call it a mulligan. And depending on the friends you're playing with, if you hit a bad shot off into the woods, or you hit one out of bounds, or you drop one in the pond, or you're real good friends. I mean, your real good friends, they will give you a mulligan. They will give you a do-over. They won't hold it against you, but they'll say, go on, step up again and try that one more time. And usually the second one is much better than the first one. But not everybody that you play with gives you that opportunity to do over. But I'm so glad this morning that Jesus is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother, And when my life lands in the woods, and when my life gets in the gutter, and when my life drops in the water, and my life goes out of bounds, the resurrection says, through the power of Jesus Christ, that I get another chance, that I get a do-over, that I don't have to stay where I am, but I get another chance to do it all over again. And that ain't the shout yet, because not only does he give us a second chance, but if I was to confess, I am only, listen, I'm just saying what I'm saying, that if I was to really confess that he just didn't give me a second chance, but I'm working on number 187 right now. I'm on my 187th right now. I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to pull it back together. I'm trying to hit one down the middle. I can't tell you all I've done, but I'm up here in terms of chances that God has given me. I can't tell you everything I've been through and all the mistakes I've made, but somewhere along the line, when I look at the resurrection of Jesus, I realize that he speaks to my soul and he says, do it over again. I'm not going to hold it against you. I won't mock it against you, but I will give you another chance. And some of y'all are looking at me funny. I see you. You're looking at me funny. I see you. But don't look at me funny, because some of you, I'm on 187, but some of you are working on number 382. And some of you are working on chance number 455. And some of you have exceeded that. You're on a chance about 787. You just messed up all the time. You're just constantly messing up. And Jesus every morning is giving you another chance. Every day you keep messing it up. You still trying to get it right. But I'm thankful that we serve a God that every morning we get up, he says, I give you new grace. I give you new mercies. That's the reason you are not consumed, because great is his faithfulness. That even when I mess up, God's got a way of giving me another chance to get it right. Some of you laugh when I said you're on number 787, because you're the very ones that have lost count. You forgot what number you on. You done messed up so much. You done made so many mistakes and so many failures that you just lost count. Said, oh, what the heck, God? Just keep on blessing me anyhow. Do it in spite of me. Do it not because I've been so good, not because I've been so right, but God bless me by your mercies and your grace. God, give me another chance. Oh, I wonder if there's anybody in here today that needs another chance. I wonder if there's anybody in here today that can say, God, I need another chance. I messed up. And you don't have to look back that far to last year. You don't have to look back to last month. You don't have to look back to last week. Some of you can look back to last night and realize that I messed up, but God, give me another chance. What I'm saying to you is that as God gives you another chance through the power of the resurrection, that God will restore to you lost opportunities. Help me here. He'll restore unto you lost blessings. That because of the resurrection, he will restore unto you lost favor and lost dreams and lost hopes and lost visions. Because of the resurrection, God will turn your disappointments into delights. What I want to suggest to you is that we can't wallow in the past, but we have to learn to get past what we can't get over. You did not hear what I said. You got to learn in your life to get past what you can't get over, because there's some things that have been done to you and done by you that just have stuck in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, and you're wrestling with the guilt of the past. But today I need you to know that you can bury the guilt of the past and the shame of yesterday. You can bury it and you can walk out of that place and know that God's grace is still upon you, that God has smiled upon you, that the favor of God rests upon your life. You don't have to live in the guilt guilt and the shame of the past for the rest of your life. But you can get over today what you can't get past because of the God that we serve. And when he got up out of the grave, what he was saying to us is that, yes, we win. Oh, I gotta hurry. But Easter means that whatever you're going through and whatever you've been through, that all the suffering and the pain and the heartache and the agony that you've been through, Easter suggests that it's all just temporary. That no matter what you're going through, what you've been through, no matter how bad your heart aches, no matter how much pain you've been through, no matter how much suffering you've endured in this life, Easter says that suffering is temporary. The resurrection means that whatever you're going through right now, it is not going to last. Whatever the hardship in your life is right now, it ain't going to last forever. Whatever you are going through right now, I need you to know this too. Listen, this too will pass. Just touch your neighbor. Help me preach this morning and tell them this too will pass. Tell them to put a smile on your face because it's going to be all right. Help me preach this morning. Tell somebody behind you that this is only temporary. That somewhere along the line you're going to get over it, it's going to get by it, it's going to get through it. Whatever you're going through right now, it will pass when you live in the power of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The pain of the past is always replaced by the power of the future through the promise of the present. I think we just said something, that when you live in the power of the resurrection, I need you to know that the pain of the past is always replaced by the power of the future through the promise of the present. Jesus suffered, he bled and died yesterday, and was raised to new glory on tomorrow, but he was sustained by the promise of the Father to raise him up today. And all I'm saying is, why you're crying, all I'm saying is, why you mad, why you worried, or why you tripping, or why you bent, God has already worked it out for you. He promised you today the power to live your tomorrow in spite of your problems of the past. You can make it, my brother. Everything gonna be all right, my sister. I know it's rough right now, but there is a getting up morning. There is a resurrection to come. You might be living in your Friday right now, but I need you to know that your Sunday is coming, that it ain't gonna be Friday always, but your dark days will turn into brighter morning. Sit down. I got 5 more minutes. That's all I got, because it was what Basil Hume meant when he said the great gift of Easter is hope, Christian hope, which makes us have that confidence in God, in his ultimate triumph, and in his goodness and love, which nothing else can shake. When you have hope in Jesus, when you have hope in the resurrection, no matter how down you are, no matter how low you become, I need you to know you will rise again. It is what Rabbi Zacharias was talking about when he said, outside of the cross of Jesus Christ, there is no hope in this world. That cross and resurrection at the core of the gospel is the only hope for humanity. If we're going to live, and if we're going to live again, it's only going to come through the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Hope in a God that can take dead things and bring them back to life. If we're going to live in this world, I need you to know it ain't going to come through Hollywood. It ain't going to come by Madison Avenue. It ain't going to come by Wall Street. It ain't going to come out of the Oval Office. It ain't gonna come by 45 acting crazy as he is. I need you to know the only way it's gonna come, and the only way there's gonna be hope in our world, is if you attach yourself to the life of Jesus Christ, because my hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and his righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly lean, yes, on Jesus' name, on Christ, the solid rock I stand. All of the ground is sinking sand. On Christ, yes, hope of the world, Deacon Darby, the hope of our world is that Jesus rose, and if he has not risen, the Apostle Paul said that we are of all people most miserable. If he did not get up from the dead, then that means our preaching is in vain and the gospel is in vain. That means our living is in vain. That means coming in here is in vain. That means church is in vain. That means your prayers are in vain. That means your Bible reading is in vain. That means your sacrifice is in vain. But if he did get up from the dead, and I believe, God rest your soul, that the word of God is inerrant, that is infallible, and that when it says he got up, he got up from the dead. And that's why I come, that's why I pray, that's why I sing, because I believe. Somebody say he lives. Somebody say he lives. Lastly, Easter means God is right and the world is wrong. Easter means God is right and the world is wrong. Because, Deacon Darby, I've come to believe that the world is continually trying to convince us that the deal is sealed. That it is what it is, and that there ain't nothing you can do about what it is. The world is trying to convince us that really it's a shut and closed case. That the stone is rolled in front of the situation. The deal is sealed, and there ain't nothing you can do about nothing. But I'm here to tell you this morning that God is right and that the world is wrong, because I've come lately to understand that the world does not have the last say. The world doesn't seal the deal. No matter how impossible your situation might look, the word is not with the world. The final say is with God. And it ain't over until God says it's over. Even when it looks like to the world, Mother Griffin, that it's signed, sealed, and delivered. We serve a God that can take dead situations and bring them back to life. We serve a God who is able to intervene in hopeless affairs and bring new life. We serve a God that is able. Yeah. Can I tell you real quick what happened at the cross? What has happened as a result of the resurrection? The resurrection really means, and the cross and the resurrection really means, that Satan was disarmed. I'm going to help somebody right now. Because you think Satan is getting the best of you, you really do think that Satan is getting the best of you, that the enemy, that the devil is reaping havoc in your life. Well, I need you to know something. The cross suggests, and the grave, the empty grave, really confirms that Satan has been disarmed. The resurrection means that the devil has no authority in the earth. The devil may be shooting, but the truth is all he's shooting is blanks. Stay with me, stay with me. Do you not understand that he can't hurt you? The enemy talks a good game. The devil talks about power, but he really doesn't have the power that he talks about. Because may I suggest to you, there are two types of power. There are dunamis power and there is exousia power. Dunamis is explosive power, while exousia is authoritative power. Can I just show it to you this way? Watch this. Anybody know Barney Fife? Anybody know Andy Griffith? Watch this, watch this. Because Barney had a gun and he claimed he had power, that his power was dunamis, that it was explosive. Well, he did. But Andy didn't have dunamis power, explosive power. Andy had authoritative power. As sheriff, he had exousia, authority power, because although Barney had a gun, he carried his one bullet in his pocket and could only put the bullet in, watch, he could only put the bullet pull it in when Andy with the real authority would tell him to do so. And all I'm trying to suggest to you this morning,